The president-elect of the Philippines says he wants to bring back the death penalty and give shoot-to-kill orders to police. Rodrigo Duterte is following up on his campaign promise to be tough on crime. Speaking at a press conference, Duterte said he would urge Congress to bring back capital punishment by hanging. And the shoot-to-kill orders will apply to criminals who violently resist arrests. Well, Jamela Alindogan is covering the story for us from Manila, and she joins us now live with more. Jamela, now the president-elect has said that he will reinstate the death penalty. How is this being received by the public? We understand that he's just finished up a press conference. Did he touch upon it?
Well, he did, definitely. And in fact, it was the main point of his press conference this afternoon. He said that he would like to bring back death penalty by hanging, and that he will create a special police force that will go after criminals here. If you look at the whole campaign of Duterte, he has always been going very strong against crime, corruption, and drugs. And he has not softened his stance even after the elections last week. He won by a landslide, quite surprisingly, for a candidate who was virtually unknown in a majority of central Philippines and northern Philippines. Before he campaigned, he was mayor of Davao City in the southern Philippines for more than 20 years. And he has made Davao City become one of the most safest cities in the country, and so different from what he was before he took office. So clearly he has not softened his stance. He remains as hardline as he was during campaign, and this is worrying many human rights activists. In a press conference today, he says he doesn't care much about human rights, and he says what he wants is to bring order, and it is something that is being widely received and accepted by majority of the people who voted for him.
Okay, Jamila, tell me, what does that mean for the country? Because you said he's viewed as a hardliner, and yet he won by a landslide last week against the ruling coalition's bet.
It just goes to show that a big part of the population now is willing to exchange a portion of their freedoms for order and justice and security. Under the platform of continuity of President Benigno Aquino now, it is such a stark contrast to what Aquino has been doing over the last 6 years. Aquino claims to have made the country grow from one of the sickest man of Asia, to one of the highest performing in terms of GDP, 6% since he took office in 2010. But the poverty rate has not even decreased. Poverty rate is as high as it did in the 1990s. And this is something that Duterte is going strongly against. He said he wants to bring death penalty by hanging. He is going to personally handle the police force. He will create a special police force that will go after the criminals. And he says, once there is order in the country, he says, the economy will follow. This is something that a lot of human rights groups are actually frowning at. They said they are worried and they were hoping that he would soften his stance, but clearly he won't. And he says that he will have no respect for Congress. He will not follow proper procedures if the things that he would order from his very first executive orders will not be followed. So yes, clearly a very different change is coming for the presidency. A lot of challenges for the presumptive president Rodrigo Duterte, and he will clearly be making a lot of enemies. But right now, we will have to see exactly what kind of cabinet officials he will appoint in his administration and what sort of trajectory they will take. But right now, he has not softened his stance at all, especially on death penalty.
All right, Jamela Alindogan, live for us in Manila. Thank you.